Okay, hello everybody. My name is René de la Fonteijne. I am from the Netherlands. My background is in law, but I worked in higher education, at least in university administration, most of my working life until now. I ended up doing projects in internationalization and in exchange. And I worked at several universities, a couple of years in a ministry, also here in Germany. So you gain a pretty good network. What I was facing 20 years ago was that I did nice work, but it was only geared at a couple of people, because that's what my university needed. So with the university I decided to explore other type of international projects, and ended up founding a company with my university and going into study abroad, niche conferences, study tours for not only students but also superintendents, hospital principals, whatever. So this is how I met Rohit, who came in a doctoral study tour from Michigan State University to the Netherlands a couple of times. And once I went over to California anyway, well, he was kind to invite me to come over to Fresno.
So could you speak a little bit about what possible options that are available for students coming from the US? Like undergraduate students and graduate students, and what are the differences?
Yeah. Usually I do specialize in high dosage short-term projects, you could say. What I do not do is some students in philosophy or history or biology who comes over for half a year exchange program, because this is what the professors do. Professors need to know somebody in Europe. They check the course, if the forms are all right, and they stamp it, and then the student goes back. They don't need me for that. They can do that themselves. What I do is tours for students, graduates, undergraduates, doctoral, who come from areas which is sensitive for differences also in practice, and like education, social work, nursing. They do not need just the lectures. They also want to see people working there, experiencing differences. And me coming from the Netherlands, which is a small country, we have borders within reach of every part. So it means you can also see other European countries, not just the Netherlands, which gives, I think, additional value. The idea is not, at least the way we see exchange or study tours, is that you have to go to some place where it's better. Because, well, if that would be the question, you just pick out an expert and fly him over to California and you're done with that. It's much cheaper. It's about experiencing how people can do things in another way. Not necessarily better, but giving their own history, their own culture, their own preferences, and still turn out good nurses, good social workers, good teachers, whatever. And this you can do in a quite short period, at least. That's the experience I had over the past 15 years.
Right. I was also wondering, given your experience of doing this for like 3 decades now almost, right? What do you think Europe or study abroad programs to Europe have to offer to students coming from the States, from the US? In terms of, like you mentioned a little bit about the cultural exposure and different disciplinary opportunities, but in your experience, what do you see students talking about most when they visit?
You see, it's growth. It's you see, first it's you see coming in, and they have to find their way. It's a Western country, but different. So this takes up most of the time. And also when they enter schools, they notice the differences what you can see. And but when it's as the day pass, they become freer. Well, they are young persons. They become global travelers. At least that's how you could call them. You can do it in a couple of weeks, which gives them more time to concentrate on the content. Mm-hmm. It also depends, of course, on the objectives of the program. But you see people grow and they disseminate what they're doing. And from the reactions or the things they write or the feedback you get, it's really amazing what things they pick out of it and can relate to their own situation. Mm-hmm. Yes. So.
Right. And I was wondering if you could say a little bit addressing like our students here in Fresno, perhaps kind of extending an invitation to come visit Europe and perhaps talk about why they should come.
Well, of course, I've been now a week in California, and I love this place. It has a kind of feeling of not too strict. It's very welcoming, and I could say most of the countries in Western Europe, although completely different, they have the same approach to foreigners. So it's very it can be very warm, and at least it's at the minimum level. It's always interesting. So and we would try, at least with this Rohit, that's what we've done before, to get a program would get you well the academic profile that you would benefit from or need from your study. And we would always try to find the right balance to get your own freedom and objectives to experience it on your own, and to get the guidance and the safety to feel you part of the group and that you don't feel lost or in any way. So this is what we've done over the years, and well, this is also what we could offer you. It's a rare opportunity, I guess, that you get within an academic setting. You get 2 or 3 countries in a very short period and get to know them.
Right. Yes. Thank you. I think we talked about the topics that I intended we'd cover in our talk. I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to post this video online and share it with the faculty and students, and if they would have any questions, is it okay if I forward those to you and we can continue this conversation online?
Most would be my pleasure.
All right, thank you.
Go ahead.
All right. I think you're good.